Greetings, free thinkers, and welcome to the podcast. And today we will be discussing Antifa's new low. I'm sure you'll be not very surprised to find out that Antifa have sunk to yet a new low, but they most certainly have. And in this case, they have harassed and barred an elderly Canadian woman who was sick, by the way, from crossing the road to get to a hospital. That's what we'll be discussing today on the podcast. But first, if you haven't yet, by all means, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and like the video. Maybe leave a comment, because that really helps me out. Okay, let's get straight into it. How disgusting was that? Okay, Antifa, I'm speaking directly to you now, and it is time to rip you a new, dirty arsehole. The first thing you need to understand, Antifa, is that elderly woman, that sick elderly woman who was trying to get to a hospital, to cross the road. She was minding her own business, not hassling or harassing anyone. Is that her and her generation were the people who actually fought the real Nazis. Point two I would like to make is that had Adolf Hitler been alive today and we were in the same socio-economic and historical setting of pre-war Europe and even the world, you would be the type of people who would willingly answer to his message. You are the modern day brown shirts. That is exactly what you are. Everything that you believe in, he believes in. Everything the Nazis of the time believe in, you believe in. You are acting in the way today that the brown shirts behaved in then. And we know this is the truth because Antifa have before been trolled and gamed very well by a alternative media individual who posed as a member of Antifa and actually gave a speech in which he quoted entirely from Adolf Hitler and the National Socialist German Workers' Party. And the gathered leftists, socialists, students, Marxist types, and of course Antifa wildly cheered it. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary members of our congregation today, I would like to thank everybody for coming out. I stand here today, a veteran of these United States Armed Forces and a proud 21st century patriot. Yes! I would like to take this opportunity to talk about this oppressive regime and the repressive regime that constitutes capitalism as a whole. We are socialists, we are enemies of the capitalistic economic system for the exploitation of the economically weak. With its unfair salaries, with its unseemly evaluation of a human being according to wealth and property, instead of responsibility and performance. And we are all determined to destroy the system under all conditions. Benefit to the community precedes benefit to the individual. This state should retain supervision, and each property owner should consider himself appointed by the state. It is his duty not to use his property against the interests of others among his own people. This is the crucial matter. This American nation will always retain its right to control the owners of property. A policy of laissez-faire in this sphere is not only cruelty to the individual guiltless victims, but also to the nation as a whole. For there is one thing we must never forget. The majority can never replace the man. Life is like a mirror. If you frown at it, it frowns back. If you smile, it returns the greeting. Donald Trump seems to think that if you tell a big enough lie and tell it frequently enough, that it will be believed. It's not the truth that matters, but victory. The doom of a nation can be averted only by a storm of flowing passion. But only those who are passionate themselves can arouse passion in others. Thank you. were quotes after quotes and speech after speech from none other than one Adolf Hitler and the adoring left-wing Antifa types who were gathered there, who were ostensibly there to protest Trump. Of course, they always do that. Lapped it up. They lapped the socialism up. They lapped the anti-capitalism up. They lapped the hatred up. These scumbag Antifa types who were forbidding that elderly innocent woman from crossing the road, for some strange reason, I can't work out why, but they believe they are in the right. Have you noticed that these people never challenge people who can physically defend themselves? They always go for the weak. They hide behind masks. They hide behind fake identities. They dress all in black. These people are the modern brown shirts. And another thing, now, they're not all white who are in Antifa, but the majority are middle-class white socialist students. Now, tell me something, why are these people who masquerade as working-class people, who harass working-class people, particularly elderly or the young, on a day-to-day basis, why do they never go home and give this rough stuff treatment to their own middle-class parents? Only through the magic of cognitive dissonance, which is a prerequisite for all leftists, you have to have cognitive dissonance as a prerequisite to be left-wing. You can't be a left-winger and not have cognitive dissonance. It is something you absolutely must have. And it is cognitive dissonance that puts these people in a position where they just see Nazis and fascists everywhere, and the reason why is because they are subconsciously projecting their own fascism onto everyone else around them. And to wrap this story off, we have allegedly one of the main people behind the elderly Canadian woman being stopped from crossing the road to get to a hospital. He is allegedly a Syrian refugee. Now, Canada is a country that has accepted a lot of Syrian refugees or people posing as Syrian refugees, and their behaviour in Canada, like a lot of other Western countries they've gone to, has been nothing short of appalling. It's just been barbaric the way they behave, particularly, and this is an aside, I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but particularly the Syrian refugees who are either masquerading as minors or the families who have came here with older children who go to Canadian schools, and the behaviour of their sons towards particularly Canadian girls is abhorrent. But again, we are going off topic there. I'm just pointing out that there is no gratitude, and it's not just in Canada, it's the same here in the United Kingdom, the USA, Europe, Australia, anywhere you happen to go, there is no gratitude whatsoever. There are people in this world who have the mentality of the founder, and there are those who have the mentality of the inheritor. And I'm afraid to say the majority of people who are arriving in Western shores, not only do they come from radically different cultures with different outlooks on life, but unfortunately they have a very strict and robust sense of the mentality of the inheritor. I'm afraid that is the case. The boomer generation and the generation before them, the generation who actually fought the Nazis and gave birth to the boomer generation, and then so on, down to this monumentally ungrateful, petulant and spoiled brat generation of the millennials and Generation Z that we find ourselves with today, must be appalled at the state of society, whether it's in Canada, the United States or Great Britain or anywhere really. We've lost our sense of ourselves. These scumbags that did this to that elderly woman, they have absolutely no gratitude whatsoever. And I don't know what they are being taught in college, but if you think that the generation who fought the Nazis are actually Nazis, then there is something seriously wrong with you. Thank you for watching this episode of the Hodcast. If you haven't yet, by all means subscribe, hit the notification bell, like the video, and we'll be back tomorrow with more insanity from in fact, tomorrow we will have the strange case of the world's first space Muslim. Okay, thank you for watching and goodbye.